Hello, and my name is Elizabeth Clare Brewington. I will be your anchor host today, and the topic for today is WhatsApp for Business. Now, before I get into the presentation, let me ask you a few questions. How often are you able to respond to every single phone call that you have or text message that you have? I know now it's COVID and sales are down, and your phone may not be ringing as often as it should. But what if I told you that there is a way that and I really literally mean that when you think about an office setting with a receptionist that answers your phone, that responds to customers, you would have to, have a salesperson to send out a catalog, send information about the company, a brochure, a price quote, an invoice. And what if you could do all that and it could be automated? And that could save you some time. It could make you more productive. You could focus on other things. So as we get into the COVID series that we've been doing since COVID, we started out as a group that wanted to do a show for the business empowerment for women, and we ended up doing a club. We meet every Monday at 8 p.m. and Wednesday at 2 p.m., and we hope you will join us. You can call me at 919-891-0145, and you can visit my website at brightsidepromotions.com. So the first thing I want you to do is subscribe to this channel, especially if you're watching it on YouTube, and please hit the bell button. If you're watching this on Facebook, then please write me a comment on what it is that you would like to learn from this session today. Also, I want to introduce myself. I have 2 decades of being in advertising and marketing, and I've also been an editor of a magazine called Brightside Global Trade, and I have been doing a lot with marketing. And now I have my own consulting firm, Brightside Promotions. I have a magazine, Brightside Global Trade. And so one of the things I want to do during COVID is I want to empower people. And I want us to make that turn. And some of us might say, well, I got a website going, so why do I need so many channels? Now, the thing is that there are people that would only use Facebook exclusively. And then there are some that would use Facebook and they would use WhatsApp. And then there'd be people that only use WhatsApp. So you don't want to not prospect a customer just because of a channel issue. So you really want to be everywhere with your prospects and your customers, because then you can communicate to them in a channel of their choice. So, for example, if somebody loves LinkedIn or somebody loves YouTube and you're communicating them in that channel, you are them. Now, of course, people who are very savvy, they can do everything. They have all these channels, so that's, a plus. So it's my goal during COVID to go through each channel so that every month you will add a channel to your profile, and then hopefully at the end you will have customers from each channel, and that way you will grow your business. So I hope that this session will be useful to you. So many of you may know about WhatsApp and many of you may not. And many of you may be using the consumer version of WhatsApp and may not know the business version. So this tutorial is really going to show you how to do the business side of WhatsApp. Now, you might already have a messenger service on your phone. You might have it on Facebook. You might have it on LinkedIn. So you might ask yourself, why do I need another messenger service? I'm already got one. I don't need another one. Well, you do, because WhatsApp for Business has a lot of features that your regular message service would not have. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to show you why this is so important. Of course, WhatsApp is owned by Facebook. So, as much as we love Facebook and all the features that we have at Facebook, you have those incorporated into a message system. So it's really a messenger. It's a simple voice IP messenger service. It sends messages, it does voice messages, it does video calls, all the stuff that you like. But the business app is even better because here you can create a catalog. So, if you're a boutique and you have all these clothes and gowns and things like that, you can actually make a catalog and send that out to customers so they can make a purchase. You can do services, like I'm a service provider. I service marketing, or I have editorial. So I would show people, what I do. So having a catalog is really good because when you meet a prospect for the first time, they like to know all the things that you do because they might buy one service, they might not buy another. And so the more comprehensive you are in your first meeting, the better it is, and then they can choose what they want to work with you with. Connecting with your customers is very critical. So being a small business owner, you can be so unprofessional if you don't communicate with people on time, on a regular basis. Gives you that opportunity to communicate immediately with people so they don't have to wait until you get to them. I know I'm a very busy person, and I know this is something that people criticize me about a lot, that I'm not there for them 24/7. And I try to schedule time now with people so that I can talk to them at a particular time. But because of WhatsApp, you can answer questions more easily, more accurately, more on time. You can even handle customer complaints. Sometimes, you said this and you said that, you gave me a price that, so you can go back into your messages and you can repurpose what you said and send it to them back. So that's also a feature that's really, really good. So WhatsApp is a very good medium for both large and small, and it's really a way to automate a lot of things that you could be doing other things with. So let's go into what the catalog is. Now, in my case, I've created a catalog because I do. I have a magazine, so I want people to subscribe. I do advertising services. I do social media and marketing, and then I do sponsorships, vendor bookings. So all those things come on that catalog. And so that's really, very organized and very collective. The other thing is that you can ask questions, which is kind of cool. So, when you want a prospect and they've contacted you and, you don't know why they've contacted you, so you want to say, listen, are you an attendee, or are you a buyer, or are you a subscriber, or are you a vendor, or are you a sponsor? Who are you? And when they answer those questions, it'll help you because now you've qualified why they're trying to connect with you, and you know what service to respond. And WhatsApp will set up quick responses, and so if they say they're an attendee and a buyer, you can respond right away and say, hey, listen, my next event is this, and you should come to it. So right away you get that answer. And so you save time, and you can reuse messages. You know how hard it is to type on the phone, and you have to respond all the time. So this way you'll have very well-written messages with no errors, no edits, and then you can respond. So you can learn about WhatsApp. It's free, and you can download it yourself. But if you need more help, then you can call me, and if I give you my time, then I'm going to charge you for it. So you might want to enjoy this tutorial because it's free, learn everything you can, and do it yourself because it's not that difficult. So WhatsApp labels. This is the best part of the app is that you can label people. So you can have your new customers all together, all the contacts organized. When new orders come in, because I sell magazine subscriptions and I sell, tickets. So all these orders would go into the order profile. And all of us who are in new business, you know how hard it is when somebody hasn't made a payment. And so this way, you don't have to be the one to be calling them up and telling them that, listen, you haven't paid me. Rather that you send them a message saying there's a pending payment, please make a payment on time. So the automated message will go out and save you that hassle of being the one to bug people for money. And then when they pay you, you can just say it's paid, order complete, thank you for your business, and you can make as many labels as you would like. Then you respond right away, which is so immediate. So when you they say first impressions is lasting impressions. So when somebody first contacts you and you have a beautiful message sent back, what does that do? It creates an environment that you're a professional and that you've responded in a professional manner. So you can say, in this case, hello, welcome to Brightside Club. We meet on Mondays at 8 p.m. and we meet on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. So right away you've told them that you're having an event, this is where the event is, and you've welcomed them to talk to you. So I think that is pretty cool. The other great part, as I had mentioned, is the virtual assistant. Now, you can do multiple messages. Now, normally when you have Messenger, it's the same standard boring message with your phone number, your email, your information, and that's it. But this is so incredible that you can have multiple messages. So the first one is you being the virtual assistant. Then you're the customer care executive. So if somebody has an issue, then you can respond right away. You don't have to wait for 2 days to respond. Team management, people like to have a morale and build up. And so you can really, I know my group is very spiritual. We have a lot of people that love biblical scripture texts. So you want to send that team motivational scripture text to them. Good morning, it's Monday morning. Here's my favorite scripture. So that's another thing that's beautiful. And then you want to send a catalog, as I mentioned and showed you before. You can send them a catalog. Or even if you want to send them a quotation of your services and your pricing. You can do all that so naturally with just a backslash. Now, your virtual assistant, so let's dive right into it. So when you get into your WhatsApp, of course you go into your store, your Google store, your Android store, your iPhone, you download the B, not the other WhatsApp. And then when you download the business app, it'll guide you to agree to the terms and conditions that they will set for you, and then you get into setting up your profile. Now, because this is owned by Facebook, it's very Facebook, you can now do that here. It lets you analyze your messages. So let's say you had all these prospects and nothing happened, no sales. It'll tell you right away, what was the response. Did you, so that analytical tool can help you get better with your sales. The other great thing is that it lets you get a little link, a short link, that brings you directly to the phone. So if you are writing a message on Instagram and you want to say, I'm doing a free shipping this week, click here on this link. Now you don't have to give your whole company name and all that. You can do the short link and then people can click on the link and come right to you, which is kind of so nice. So you can connect to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all with that one URL, and connect everywhere and bring them right back to your phone. You can do an away message, and there's also another feature which I don't have here, which is your phone number. So you can have a business phone number, and then you can go on your Facebook page and you can add that business number. So when people want to call you, they come straight to WhatsApp and call you on your WhatsApp. So that is really a great connection. You can have an away message. I'm not here right now, but if you leave your name, your number, your phone number, I'll call you when I'm ready. Or you could have your calendar link, and people can just book an appointment on your calendar. So this way you save time of them getting back to you and you getting back to them and all that. So I always like to do a calendar link because then people can book your time right there. You can greet people with a message, and once you do that, it always warms you, first impressions, and then you can do quick replies, as I had mentioned before. If you're busy doing something else, the automated message can go out. If somebody's looking for a catalog, it can go out. If somebody's looking for a quotation, it can go out if you want something. So you don't really have to wait to compose that message and then think about what you want to put in the catalog and all that. You can just right away say, look, here's a few things, and if you want something else, then, let's talk. So I think that's really, in the nutshell, what it can do for you. So let's do a quick rundown of what I just talked about. Your profile is everything. What you look, how you say, so you want to really make sure you have a great photo. You want to make sure that if you want to put your company logo, you want to make sure there's no typos and errors in your messaging. So all this needs to be done ahead of time. And setting up your profile, I always tell my clients, write it down. Don't just get onto the computer and then try to do all this in 1 second. Write it down, go step by step, all the things that you need. Be very organized so that when you get to setting up your profile, you know exactly what you're saying and that you're really, really on target with what your message is. So this is really critical that you get all this done ahead of time. And then when you think about your short URL link as well, make sure there's a place where you can cut and paste it and you know where it is. So sometimes you have it and you just didn't know you had it. And then when you're on Instagram, you're like, oh, my God, what was my thing? And so, this is, and as I taught you before on LinkedIn with the hashtags, these are things that bring people back to you. So I think that is kind of really, really necessary that you know that. So thank you for coming to my webinar today on WhatsApp for business, and I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I have enjoyed putting it together. I'm sure you have a lot of questions, so you can either put a comment and I can get back to you, or you can call me at 919-891-0145. We can set up a time to talk to you about your marketing goals. And if you want to use WhatsApp as a sales tool, then, you might want to set up a separate time to discuss that. So I'd love to talk to you about your business goals and how we could set up, your different social media, online communications, and how we can help you grow your business during COVID-19. As you know, we also have a club. We meet on Mondays at 8 p.m. and Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Wednesdays at 2 p.m. We have a wonderful array of speakers, and I will make sure that video runs after this one. I hope you will join us in August, and until we see you again, we want to wish you happy sales and keep going. Stay motivated. Remember, you are your business, and only you can motivate yourself. And so when you wake up, make sure you feel like I'm a business owner, I am going to do this, and the more you prospect, the more you're going to close sales. So make it your business that every day you make a list of some top leads, and you develop those leads, and you make sure that you've added them into your WhatsApp, in your contacts. Make sure that you reach out to people. WhatsApp does the same thing as WhatsApp. WhatsApp for Business, you can set up your groups. You can do a broadcast message. I think you could go up to 200 and maybe 60 contacts at one time. So that's something you can do. So if you put your prospects ahead of time and you have 250 names in your contact list, then you can send them a broadcast message every Monday, which is so cool. So you've reached 260 contacts in a minute. You don't have to. So let's say you go to an event, or let's say you come to one of my events. Instantly you can send all the people that, hey, I met you at the Zoom call at the Brightside Club, and I had such a great experience with you. I'd love to do a virtual coffee with you. Let's get on Zoom. Let's talk things over. What's a good time and date? A simple message like that, and then you just zoom it away. You just send it away, and then maybe you'll get a few people that will respond, and now you've got a sales meeting going. So just keep going and keep working on it, and it's a different way of business because we're so used to meeting people in person, and doing the virtual thing is so involved. But you can do it. You can do it, and it's just a question of learning the different apps and learning different mediums, and you can do it. I know you can, because if I can do it, I know you can. God bless you, and I pray for each and every one of you, and I'm praying all the time. So I hope that you will feel encouraged, and I hope that you will join us. So have a good one, and here's wishing you the very best.